So I'm Andrew Oddy. I'm Senior Underwriter, Liability and Construction at Thistle Underwriting. I've got 33 years experience working in the general insurance industry with a variety of roles for insurers, brokers, and for the last 15 years, underwriting agencies and MGAs. And for the past 10 years, I've specialised in liability and construction for MGAs. Sure, yeah. So the Thistle Leads team was set up in 2018 with the intention really of Thistle writing some bigger ticket business. Maybe traditionally we'd had a little bit of a reputation for the smaller tradesman type, per capita type risks. So this was Thistle really going forward really and trying to write larger business and at the same time taking on some pretty high risk trades, which a lot of the composites maybe steer clear of a little bit, but it was us saying, yeah, we do have the ability, we've got plenty of experienced underwriters who understand it, and we want to push into that and try and develop some real relationships with brokers. We started in 2018 with just two of us, and since then we've built up to a team of 7, so that should be a great indication that things are going in the right direction. We've had some challenges along the way, obviously, with some of the trades that we've tried to write, but we're really going forward now. We're writing some bigger, large business in the contractors market. We still continue to try and underwrite around some of the difficult cases that, again, other insurers might steer clear of a little bit too readily, perhaps. We launched our Contractors Combined products in January this year. That really is the sort of flagship product that we've had, obviously aimed at contractors, but has core sections of liability and construction, contractors all risks. As you'd expect, the contractors all risks has the usual sort of subsections of cover that you would require: hired-in plant, own plant, temporary buildings, employees effects. But in addition to that, we also can write the extensions for the more tricky risks, so terrorism or JCT 6.5.1 contracts. Furthermore, we've got some additional sections of cover which really allow us to compete a little bit more with some of the package type insurers, some of the big boys. So we can write property on the policy, increased cost of working, legal expenses, directors and officers liability, goods in transit. So we've really got a product that we're able to accommodate an awful lot of risks on it now. So the Contractors Combined product has a bit of a two-pronged approach really. We're looking for large contractors, so typically £2.5 million, maybe to 20 million or more. And for the traditional trades of builders, civil engineers, ground workers, electrical contractors, heating, ventilation, aircon, those sort of trades. In addition to that, we also actively look to write some of the edgier sort of high-risk trades, as we call them. So that might include cladding contractors, curtain walling contractors, civil engineers going down to extreme depth or even extreme height risks as well. Steel erectors is another one where we're writing an awful lot of right now. So we're really looking to target those and underwrite them correctly. So an example of a sizable recent case which I secured was a civil engineer and groundworking contractor. It had a large ongoing and outstanding claim that was causing issues with the current insurers, but we took the view that it was a good quality risk and we sort of priced our premium effectively to pick it up really. The brokers worked with us all through it really. We overcame quite a few barriers in relation to policy conditions, restrictive endorsements on the current policy, which we really try hard not to do ourselves. They also went down excavating to 8 metres, which an awful lot of insurers aren't very keen of, but we can do that, so that was really good. In the end, we settled on a premium of around £31,000 plus tax, and we got the order, which was superb. So an example of another case that I've secured this year, which was a quite sizable building contractor. It was actually a new venture, which many insurers aren't very keen on, but they had quite a lot of previous experience, so we were comfortable with it. Started out with an estimated turnover for the next 12 months of about 15 to 20 million pounds, which we were good for at that sort of level. And during negotiations, this company obviously had an awful lot of pipeline business lined up despite COVID. So the estimated turnover eventually went up to £40 million, with a really significant number. But We were able to sort of work with a broker all along. They had a good relationship with the client, which always helps, obviously. And we picked it up in the end at a premium of 49,000 plus IPT. Really demonstrates that we're in the market for these sort of larger risks. Maybe a little larger than our typical, but it just shows that we can write those sort of size risks.